My name is Ashley, and I'm coming to you. You've read the title, you know what it's about. We're going to talk about a hysterectomy and how I had mine, and how it affected me, and why I had to get it. Please stay tuned. Be right back. Okay, guys. So, the surgery that I had was laparoscopic. Let's start back from the very beginning and why I had to have the surgery. The surgery was something that I didn't want to do for a long time. Like, I put it off because when I was like 26, 27, they wanted me to have one. Then it was like, well, you already had a tubal. Let's just go ahead and get this out of there. You know, so you don't have to go through all this. You won't have any more heavy menstrual cycles, none of that. But I'm like, I'm still young. What if I get married or meet the love of my life and he wants to have some kids? I can always have it reversed. So that's what I'm thinking in my head, not thinking health-wise. Like, health-wise, you need to let it go. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So that was the end. So I brushed it off. Having the excruciating pain, the heavy menstrual cycles that just would not go away, made it, it was horrible. And for me, it was like the worst. Like, I would TMI, change my pad at least every hour because that's how bad my flow was. And for a person who has experienced endometriosis with a really bad pain and the heavy menstruals, you know what I'm talking about. It's like something that just will not go away. No matter how much you push it back, how much your body is telling you you need to get this done. Like, it's something that has to be done. Like, and I put it off forever. I'm gonna be 35 this year. I got it done. 34 right now. So just think how long I've waited before I got that done. But it really dawned on me last year because at my previous job I was working in, I had got, like, I was having really bad pain. Mind you, I was on my cycle. It wasn't time for my cycle, none of that. But I was having excruciating pain to the point I couldn't even walk. Like, the pain would just hit me and I talked on the phone. Y'all, it was horrible. I didn't want to talk to my coworkers. I didn't want to do anything. So I was like, okay. So on my lunch break, I was like, I'm gonna get me some lunch. I'm gonna sit in my eat. I remember this day too, to the T. And I did that, and I came back, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. Next, you know, those pains start coming back. Like, it was. And I called my boss, and I was like, I'm hurting. Like, I'm gonna have to just take myself to the emergency room. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm going to the emergency room because I'm hurting. It's out of this world. I worked at a family medicine clinic, and she was like, well, let me get one of the doctors out here to check on you. I was like, okay, whatever. The doctor never came out there to check on me, which typical. So I was like, okay. So another one of my coworkers was sitting in her car, and my boss came over and asked her, so do you mind taking Ashley to the emergency room? She stayed with me until my dad came. Or he said he was on his way or something. I'm not really for sure how or what. And I guess he told he was on. I don't remember really a lot of that. But I know if they made me pee in a cup, of course. I still couldn't walk. I had to use a wheelchair. It was that bad. And they drew lab. They did EKG on me. So I thought maybe it was my heart. But it was not my heart, okay? Like, the pain, when I tell you the pain, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 35 to 100. That's how bad it was. Forget a 10. It was bad. And they wanted you to slide up on the table and all this other stuff. I'm like, what? So finally, they got me in the bag. They gave me an IV and gave me some pain meds. Still had to go pee in a cup because I lost my urine from earlier. That was another story. So, which I know I am not having intercourse, so I know that I was not pregnant, but I gave them what they needed. And next thing I know, they said, we're gonna order an MRI. I was like, okay, whatever. I was telling my dad, I was like, I've never experienced pain like this. Like, it felt like I had to, like I was constipated and couldn't poop. That's how bad the pain was. Like, it would shoot me back there and it'll go all the way around here. Like, it was horrible, guys. Like, totally out of this world. So after that, they did the MRI. Come back and they tell me, I was like, well, Miss Gibson, you have a cyst on your ovaries that has ruptured. I was like, what? A cyst does all of this? And it was like, yes, ma'am, you have cysts, you have fibroids, you have the whole 9. I was like, okay. I said, you need to follow up with your OBGYN to see about other steps and other things that you can do to get this resolved. More than likely, you're gonna need a hysterectomy. I was like, what? Like, something that I have been avoiding for years. And for the ER doctor to tell me that like it did something to my soul. Okay. So I made an appointment, called my job, told me what was going on. I made an appointment to see my OB, and he was like, well, we're going to put you on other stuff to keep you from having a history, because it's not the route that you want to go on right now. He was telling me like all the health risks, things could happen, you could die on the table, like everything. Pretty much trying to scare me, you know. And I was like, I'm anemic, like what do I need to tell you? So I was like, okay, I'll try your little stuff, whatever you want me to try. I tried the patch, I believe it was. I tried the patch. It was fine until it started giving me like excruciating migraines, which I have severe migraines anyway, but that was just like the icing on the cake. That would make you want to pass out. I tried the birth control. Did it the same way, you know. Next thing he wanted me to do was the depot shot. Did the depot. Loved it, okay? But when it was time for me to go back to get the third depot, I didn't even make it, because from February to March the 2nd, I bled the whole time. Bled the whole time. Like, it was horrible. And so with that was horrible for me. That was the worst experience I've ever had being on that. So to have that experience and then bleeding and then you're anemic and then you have all this other stuff going on, that's tragic, you know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm not going back to him. I found me another doctor, and he did my mom's hysterectomy years ago, and I worked with him. And so he did my surgery, and when I tell you he did an awesome job, he did an awesome job. Like, the surgery took 4 hours, which I knew was gonna take, you know, long or whatever, but he did an awesome job. He made it to where I was comfortable. He sat me down, he gave me everything that I needed, talked to me about everything that was gonna happen, everything that was gonna go on. He was an awesome doctor, like, seriously. He made sure I was okay and I understood what was gonna happen, what was going on. He even tried to give me other alternatives like the Mirena and all this stuff. I was like, I don't want nothing up in there, because I work in an OB/GYN clinic, and I'm just like, no. I see too many, you know, things going on. I don't want that, you know. And I don't want to be back another month for you to take this thing out and then we schedule a surgery, you know, like, I'm over it. And so, good thing I did go ahead and do the surgery. And my surgery actually scheduled for the first time April the 6th of 2020, but it got canceled due to the coronavirus, which is crazy. You know, this pandemic that we're going through right now is very tragic, and everybody should be safe. Because when I had my surgery, guys, I had to do it alone. Okay, guys, I'm back. So when I had my surgery, I had to go that Friday to get tested for the COVID-19, which I couldn't go. When I got there, they had already closed it down due to having too many people, and it was making they was stopped at the top of the freeway. Like, getting off on the freeway, it was bagged up all the way back there. So the lady was like, we cut it off early due to, you know, traffic. I was like, okay. So she said, come back early Saturday morning. I could have sworn that lady told me 6:30, but it was 8 o'clock. It started at 8 o'clock. So what I did was, on Chick-fil-A, got me some food, okay? Ate it in the parking lot, and then I came back to do the test. You guys, when I tell you this test is no joke, if you never had the corona test, this test will mess your soul up. It is that bad, y'all, not lying. The test is, will do something to your spirit. And so, like, when I tell you it go all the way back, it go all the way back, and I'm in the car like this. She laughed. She's like, I'm sorry, Miss Gibson. And they have to do each nostril. You guys, that is the worst. I'm not lying. So I had that test done. I came back negative, of course. So yeah. So anyway, the next from April the 6th, you know, everything was canceled, no surgeries, no nothing. So finally I got my test date, my surgery date. It will be it was June 22nd, and I had to be there at 6:15. So I got up at 5, I took me a shower, packed my bag the night before, I was ready. And I was nervous at the same time because you can't have any friends, family, nobody there. It was just you. You just have to make sure to give them a good contact information so they can call them and let them know when you're out of surgery. The nurse told my dad that the surgery's going to take 4 hours and that I may or may not come home the same day, which I'd already told her that from what I was told, that I would stay overnight and come home the next day. But she didn't know that. So anyway, I did end up staying the night, and they called my dad. The doctor called my dad and gave him an update and let him know everything went well with the surgery. And I'm in recovery. Mind you, I know nothing, and I was in recovery. And I woke up out of recovery, and she's like, "Hi, Miss Gibson, I'm such and such." And I'm like, "Okay, hi." And she was like, "Are you hurting?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." So she gave me some pain meds. I'm asking her all these questions that I should have been asking him, but I didn't see him after I went to recovery. I didn't see him anymore because I seen him before I had the surgery, but I didn't see him anymore after. And I was like, so did they take everything? Did they leave anything? Because my understanding when I talked to the doctor was that they was going to, if my ovaries look good, we're going to leave them. But if they look bad, we're going to take everything. So I said, okay, that's fine. So she's like, well, from what the note said, they took everything. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with it. Whatever. I'm 30, gonna be 35. Hey, if I start hormonal, hot flashes, all that good stuff early, hey, it is what it is. So, yeah. So anyway, I got on the floor because of course I had to stay on the floor, and I had some awesome nurses, y'all. Like, they were the bomb. And the lady that brought me to the OR to get everything situated or whatever, she was like, we're gonna be your family, we're gonna take care of you. You're in good hands. Don't you worry. And I was like, yes, ma'am, because I was nervous because you had to come by yourself. So I got on the floor, everything went good. But yeah. So he got that thing out of there, and the doctor that was on call, or that was in there with him, she came in and she seen how I was doing, and we talked about the procedure and how it went. The surgery went well. She said it took us 4 hours, which I already stated. And she said that I had a fibroid on the back of my uterus, the size of my fist. What? And that was it now? Oh my God. Yeah, they did something with spirit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna tell you that it did, but it did something to me. So I had that one, plus I had some small ones and some medium-sized ones. So it was a good thing that I got it out when I did. I would be at work hurting and excruciating pain, but when nobody knows, I wouldn't say nothing. But one of my co-workers, she called on, she's like, I know you over there hurting. I'm like, She said, you lying. And it was that bad before I even had the surgery. Like, it was that bad. Like, I would be at work, like, seriously hurting. So don't let nobody tell you, oh, you can do this, and it'll shrink, and blah, 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 blah. None of that, okay? It was real, okay? And I don't wish that kind of pain or what I went through to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already have 2 kids, okay? So if you heard any noise in the background, it was them on the phone laughing, chopping it up with their friends or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, guys, so if you have any questions about what happened, I had laparoscopic, if that was one of the questions, if you want to put that in the comments. I had laparoscopic surgery, and I have 1 bandage here, 1 bandage there, and 1 right here. And it's covered with steri strips and clear balls to keep it from getting wet, and then it have sutures in it, so no glue or anything like that. And I'm only 2 weeks out. It'll be 2 weeks today. I'm post-surgery 2 weeks, and I go back to the doctor this Friday, so I'll give you guys an update on that. But like I said, first week was tough for you, girl, but the second week has been really good. It seemed like it's been longer than 2 weeks. But I had the surgery on the 22nd, but they don't really count that into the next day. So that Tuesday when I came home will be the day of the surgery, supposedly. I don't know how that works. But anyway, I had the surgery that Monday the 22nd. And yeah, so I had to call once because I just felt like something wasn't going right, because laparoscopic, they pulled the fiber, not fiber, the uterus and the tubes, and so the uterus, remember, the uterus, your tubes, right? And something else, but they pull it all through your vagina. So they go laparoscopically and they clip it and they pull everything through your vagina. So you will have some discharge and a little bit of bleeding. So my bleeding had got worse one day. Like I woke up with a full pad, and like an hour later it was full again. After that it was okay. But I didn't have anything, and then I started having clots, which freaked me out. So I know when you're having a cycle you have clots, but I didn't know if that was normal after a surgery to have clots. And the nurse that I talked to said that was fine, you know, when you're laying down and the blood coagulates in your vagina, which I knew about that, but I didn't know. And like I told her, so I didn't know that because I figured like, hey, I just had surgery, I'm having clots, like what is going on? No, whatever. But yeah, she was really sweet. And then she called the doctor that was on call that day, and she said everything's fine. If she continues to have heavy bleeding, that she's changing her pad every hour, then she needs to go to the emergency room. So none of that has happened anymore. It looks like it's starting to go away, but they say you will have bleeding for 4 to 6 weeks, and sometimes it stops before then, and sometimes whatever. But yeah, but you just have to be careful because you have stitches in the inside of your vagina, like where your uterus would have been, and like my stomach still hurts in certain spots, like yeah, but it's like where your hole, like where the uterus would have been, like that top part of it, they have to stitch it up after they cut it out, because if not, your intestines can fall through your vagina, which is TMI, but it has happened to people before, and I pray that it doesn't happen to me. I hope everything heals where it's supposed to heal. Yeah. So far so good. So yeah. So hopefully when I go